So the shows I've been involved with at Fountain over the years, the first show I came to Fountain, which I wasn't really strictly involved with, was an audience with Des O'Connor. I remember vividly coming because I hadn't been working in telly very long, and then we got invited to this audience with Des O'Connor, and my wife was very excited because she was a bit of a Des fan. Who isn't? And we came down to Fountain, and that was my first experience of Fountain as a location. It was a fantastic night. Des was amazing, and I think one of the things that struck me was how brilliantly organised it was, because we had recorded the show, and then there was a great party afterwards, and of course you could do it in the canteen, which worked perfectly, and there was a great atmosphere. So I had very fond memories of an audience with Des O'Connor. Having been in the audience, I think I had to ask him a question as well, but I can't remember what that question was, but I remember being very nervous about it. And then the first time I filmed here and I was hosting was I did a show which was basically, we were trying to find the biggest Harry Potter fan that there was out there. It was a fantastic prize, which was to meet and interview Joe Rowling. And we were doing behind the scenes documentaries of Harry, of the films. So we came down, so we had some kids. So my first experience was splitting the studios like they are in half, rather than the big, huge, enormous studio, when it's all together. But these kids coming in and putting kids through their paces in a quiz and testing their Harry Potter knowledge. I've got very fond memories of that, because I'm a big Harry Potter fan as well. So it was lovely to be able to sort of try and find these extraordinary kids that knew so much about the world of Harry Potter. And then the next show that I did, which is probably one of the shows that's had a huge impact on my career, was The X Factor. And I was the first host of The Extra Factor. And what was magical about that time was that the scale of the show was extraordinary. So, that was Fountain at its best, really. You know, this huge, there was nowhere else that could have hosted it. They could have hosted this crowd, this feral crowd, screaming and shouting and baying for the judges sort of orchestrating everything that was going on. Kate was on stage, Kate Thornton hosted those first few years, and then we had this little studio, and we were like the maverick little brother of this show, and we got away with murder. And we did a show on the Friday, so we'd do a show live into the rehearsals called Access. Actually, it was called Excess All Areas. We did the show after the live show and the show after the results. And we just had such a laugh, you know. And during the live shows, and during the Friday particularly, we could go anywhere. The fantastic thing, you know, often when you're filming at some of the other big studios, you're pretty restricted as to where you're going. And what we loved about being here at Fountain was no one minded where we went, so we could end up filming in the canteen, or we'd just take the cameras down the corridors and duck into some of the dressing rooms. I remember walking in on Simon Cowell in the ad break. Sorry, not in the ad break, in our show. It was after the main show on the Saturday. And we were outside and we were live, and I was like, shall I go in? And my film manager just nodded, so I went, come on then, let's go in live. And we went in, and Simon Cowell was just in his trousers with his top off, and I think he was drying his hair or something like that. And the commissioner at the time from ITV was talking to him, and they were like, Ben, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you doing? So we're just chatting. I said, why aren't you watching The Extra Factor? Come on, The Extra Factor's on, you should be watching it. How's the show going? And I interviewed Simon with his top off, which was hilarious. And it was just a really magical time being here. I've got hugely fond memories of that period, and it felt like an environment where anything could happen. Everyone at Fountain was so open to us sort of doing whatever we wanted, and that really that lent itself to the nature and the tone and the feel and the energy of the show, which created, I think, something special with The Extra Factor. The show won awards. It created a show in its own right, so much so that ITV then started moving it because it was distracting from what was on ITV after The X Factor had finished. So I think it's been fantastic to watch it in the last few years, really get its positioning back. And I know that this year is going to be huge for The Extra Factor, because they're going to be live, aren't they, after the actual audition shows as well, which I think is really exciting. So The X Factor and The Extra Factor was a big part of my experience here at Fountain. And then finally, we got for Fountain's sort of last lap, just as we're coming around the back straight, to cross the line before, sadly, Fountain is no more. We've brought Tipping Point here, which has been fab for me, because obviously I've got very fond memories of being at Fountain, and Tipping Point is such an incredibly important show to me and to the viewers. It's series 7. We've just filmed 150 episodes, 8 celebrity episodes. The fact that the audience can get in and out and have a fantastic time here it's been really special. It's been a lovely way for me to be able to sort of enjoy this environment one last time and sort of soak up the history and the heritage and the memories. One of the brilliant things about Fountain is the atmosphere within the studios and how easy that makes it for us to do the job that we do. You know, I think particularly live television, and I've been here and I've done live stuff and I've done pre-record stuff, but particularly live television, you need to have a lot of people that are bang on their game, that know what they're doing, that can deliver when they need to deliver. So if you're in front of the camera, you've got a lot of trust. You have to put a lot of trust in everybody. And that's always been implicit here. Everybody knows what they're doing. So you always feel safe. You always feel like you can try anything, you can go anywhere, and they're going to be ready to catch the ball if you throw it to them, which is great. And then with all the pre-recorded stuff, it's, you know, it's worked like clockwork. When you're filming 4 shows a day or 3 shows a day, and I've been up at 3:30 in the morning doing the breakfast show at the other place, you need it to be as efficient and work as seamlessly as it possibly can. And I think, you know, we couldn't have asked for a better environment to host this last series of Tipping Point, Series 7. And then to seamlessly get the audience in as well, with so little fuss. It's just, you know, nothing's a problem. From the moment you walk in reception and you see the girls on reception and they say hello, to sort of when you duck into your dressing rooms and then maybe want to get a cup of tea or some food or whatever. Everybody here has been absolutely fantastic and will be sorely missed and fondly remembered.